Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. One question. I like to keep it simple, not only for you, but for me. One question. Why the fuck do these prominent people keep crashing out for the wrong reasons? Example. You have Van Hollen from New Jersey going down to get an illegal wife-beating, gang-banging drug dealer, human trafficker released. You have the two judges getting busted for helping illegals. One of them had him at the house shooting his guns, probably blowing the back out of his own daughter. Then you have the other one who helped an illegal escape out of a back door like she's the 2025 version of Harriet Tubman. And now today you have Ben Cohen, as in Ben and Jerry's, getting hauled out and arrested. What? What the fuck? So Ben Cohen, there's some kind of hearing or something they're doing with RFK. And I'll put a link to the video. You see, it scares the shit out of RFK. He probably needed to go and change his shorts because the guy was sitting behind him and all of a sudden he just starts yelling out, blah, and you see RFK jump like, what the fuck was that? And it was Ben Cohen and some lady. God, her voice will make the blood rush away from your penis. And he's yelling, RFK is killing kids with AIDS. No, RFK is letting kids with AIDS die. Like, what? RFK's barely been in office 120 some days. How is he letting children with AIDS die in America? How many kids in America have AIDS? If someone has AIDS in America, you got it from a blood transfusion, which is very rare, but more likely intravenous drug use and putting your Twinkie in somewhere that's stinky. Getting some dookie on your helmet. Those are the only ways you get AIDS in America. And somehow RFK, that was a gross description, by the way. Sorry about that if you're eating. But if you're RFK, how are you allowing kids to die from AIDS in the U.S.? Then the camera follows him outside. He's in handcuffs. I don't think they cuffed him because they're just holding his hands behind his back, which is bullshit. Because if it were you and I, we'd have some steel bracelets on. But you can see his hands are behind his back. And the whole time they're taking him out of there, there's a reporter asking him questions. Sir, what do you mean? What is the U.S. doing? And he says, the U.S. is allowing children to starve to death in Palestine, and they're bombing children in Palestine, and start letting food into Palestine. Children are starving. The children are starving in Palestine. The U.S. is taking money. The U.S. is kicking kids off of Medicaid in America and using that money to fund the war in Palestine or Gaza. That's what he's saying. Again, you'll see the video. I'll put a link to all that shit in there if you want a good laugh. But this dude is worth $150 million, and you're sitting here getting arrested. Or was it really an arrest? Because like I said, he wasn't handcuffed. Because one of the questions the reporter asked him, he holds his hand up and starts waving his finger. That's hard to do if you're in handcuffs. Would you see the guy holding his hands behind his back? Which, now that I think of it, is why? Why? When you place somebody under arrest, you put handcuffs on them. I've been placed under arrest. Because that's what they call it when they put cuffs on you. Now, I was released. I didn't go to jail or anything like that. But that's what it's called when they put handcuffs on you. You're under arrest. So they said he was arrested. Maybe at some point they put cuffs on him, but I thought that was pretty immediate. Kind of something they do right away. So he's yelling and screaming about the children starving in Gaza and kicking American kids off of Medicaid so they can send that money over to the war. So then I got to thinking, this dude is literally screaming about starving children in Gaza. Let the food get through to Gaza. The children are starving. And I was like, Ben Cohen of Ben and Jerry's, where is Ben and Jerry's located? Where are they headquartered? In Vermont. So I started looking at Vermont. How many kids are starving in Vermont? Because of course, if you're getting arrested and you're yelling and screaming about children starving 10,000 miles away, for sure, the kids in your own state would be taken care of first. There should be not one, there should be nairn child starving or hungry in the state of Vermont, because if there were, then you wouldn't be in front of Congress yelling and screaming about starving children 10,000 miles away. How does that saying go? Sweep around your own back door before you try to sweep around mine. So I looked, and there's it's like 15,960 children who are facing hunger in the state of Vermont. These people are full of shit. This is to get cool points amongst their weird groups. This is to get attention. This is virtue signaling. They don't give a shit about starving children. If they did, they would take care of the starving children in their backyard. Remember a couple of years ago, Ben and Jerry's, we are so sorry, and we are sorry for the wigwam people, whoever the fuck, the indigenous people, but the Ben and Jerry's headquarters is on indigenous land. You didn't give that back. If you were really serious about it, you would give that land back first and then start bitching about how people were conquerors and colonizers. Just like getting in front of Congress, getting arrested for starving children in Gaza, and you got 16,000 starving kids in your home state? What is wrong with these people? Ben and Jerry's is worth $600 million. So why don't you dissolve Ben and Jerry's, take that $600 million, and give it to the people in Gaza? Start buying up pallets of water and food and have it flown over to Gaza and dropped via parachute. We've all seen Operation Dumbo Drop. If you can drop an elephant, you can drop some food. They drop shit all the time. Tanks, equipment. They put a parachute on it and slide that bitch right out of the back end of a C-130 or a C-17. Why don't you do that? You're serious enough about it to get arrested. They're not serious. They're full of shit. Like my dad would say, they're full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. They could care less about starving children. Imagine how much of an evil demon you have to be to not care about starving children. They don't. This is a virtue signal. This is a chance to get in front of the cameras. This is the chance for them to do their part. To do their part in the effort to change America, to destroy America. The children, they're allowing children in Gaza to starve. Well, what about the children in Vermont? You're letting them starve. Meet me in the comments. What do you think about these people, these prominent people, judges, politicians, corporation owners, going out here and fighting for people that don't live here? Thousands of miles away. They care about them. But when it comes to you, ew. A starving American child, get that thing away from me. Ew, gross, get it away. Does anybody have any Perel? That thing touched me. Talk to me, Goose. Meet me in the comments. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.